This is really exciting.
This is my new workshop. Down the middle there's a sort of gully that's a big gutter. It's absolutely full of plants. And I think that is part of the reason why water is obviously getting in. Getting this building watertight is going to be quite a job because we are lacking a lot. We are going up on the roof to try and fix a few of the leaks. The worst possible day. This weather is miserable. Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for joining me again. I'm back home after a busy couple of weeks filming the last part of the repair shop. So that is done. We are done for the year, which means I've got a few days back here to get some progress done back at home. A huge thank you to Incogni for sponsoring today's video. You'll hear more about them a bit later on. I'll explain why when I get down there later, but we are going up on the roof and we're going to try and fix a few of the leaks. Now, a few of you have been worried about Wendy. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen her yet, Wendy's a Spanish water dog and she is troublesome. She's ignoring me now. Oh no, she's here. Wendy has come down to the workshop to give us a hand today. It is good to be back home, back at the workshop, getting a bit of progress done. Spike is on the way down. Spike is a local stonemason that's doing all of the block work. He's done a lot of the building work. He's very, very talented. And he's volunteered to help me get up on the roof and try and fix some of these leaks, because although the walls are taking shape and are getting there, every time it rains, the water still pours down and comes in through these holes in the roof. And we need to do something about it. There is a lot going on this week in the workshop. I am going to be mostly up on the roof trying to get that a bit more watertight, but there is something huge happening outside the workshop. It is incredibly exciting, but we'll get to that in a bit. I've got some roofing to do. So this huge gable end wall at the bottom of the workshop is now finished. All the block work is done right to the very top. Window apertures are there waiting on me to glaze the critter windows and get them in. That's happening very soon. I have got a big 5-meter gap in the middle which is waiting for a roller shutter, and this is where the problems start. I'm desperate to get this wall sealed in to keep the weather out so I can start putting my machinery around in here. I can't put the roller shutter in because the scaffolding is taking up the aperture. And whilst the scaffolding is up and I've paid for that, I want to make the most of it and get the roof repaired whilst I can actually get onto the roof really easily. So although I'm desperate to put the roller shutter in, I can't, and I have to stop doing that until the roof is done. So I've ordered some roofing sheets and some hardware, some glazed panels, all sorts of bits to try and patch up some of the holes in this roof and replace these clear panels for nice new, actually clear ones instead of these frosted over mossy old dirty ones, which most of them are cracked and letting in water. The next thing I need to make is the mandrel before I can weld the case halves back together, but I need to be able to work my lathe and unpack all my tooling and everything like that. And I can't do that whilst there's rain pouring down inside. So I need to dedicate some time to actually getting this building a bit more like a workshop before I can start working on sort of precise engineering projects like that. I am desperate to plug my machinery in and actually start making things again. It's a huge building project, but we're getting there. The more you look, there's little cracks and little holes here and there. And at first I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but when it's raining, goodness me, it is amazing. One hole that, you know, smaller than the size of my hand can cause a lot of problems. Goodness me, this weather is miserable. I have got my hands full up here and we have got a huge job ahead of us trying to fix this roof and stop some of the leaks that are ruining all of my equipment. What's that, Wendy? I think Wendy has got some news about some different types of leaks. Please, can you tell everyone about today's sponsor, Incogni?
Recent UK customer data leaks include the Capita breach, affecting over 6 million people, the Klarna leak, and attacks on retailers like Harrods and M&S. A data leak can lead to direct financial loss through unauthorized access to accounts and other activities. Criminals can use personal information like names and addresses to commit crimes like opening up a bank account or even taking out loans in your name. And contact information could be used to target you with phishing attacks. It is so important to stay protected. There is a whole market with data brokers buying and selling your information to spammers. Your name, address, birthday, what you've been browsing or buying, it's all available. The good news is you can find and ask these sellers to remove your information, but you'd have to be doing it constantly as your data is re-added. Or you can have Incogni do this for you. Incogni is a data removal service that automatically sends deletion requests to over 270 data brokers requesting that they remove your personal data and handles any of their objections. And the whole process is completely automated, taking it down if it shows up again on new websites, which is why the yearly subscription that we have a great discount for is so helpful. You can maximize your privacy with Incogni's new custom removals feature. If you find a website that has your information, you can copy that link, send it to Incogni, and they will remove it for you. Getting started with Incogni is really easy, and they are offering viewers of this channel a huge discount. Not only are you helping to support this channel by signing up, you're also saving money.
Thank you, Wendy. It's so windy, my camera keeps falling over. Go to incogni.com/Chinea or use code Chinea at the checkout and get 60% off your annual plan of Incogni. Oh my God, let's carry on with this roof because this is unbearable. It is so windy, my camera just fell off the stand. Oh God. And I've got a massive dent in the side of it, and I think I've cracked the bit of the lens. Brilliant. Spike is here. Welcome to the roof. You will have seen me up here before cleaning out this gutter. Done already. I found my first joint. This is quite scary. It's so worth me getting soaking wet to see that amount of water coming out of the gutter. It's now full of mud again. We're on to fixing this massive hole in the roof. What do you reckon, Spike?
There's a hole in the roof.
Yes. Not for long.
No.
We've got ladders, boards,
Yeah.
so we don't fall through the roof.
Yeah.
We picked a fantastic day to do it. This is my fault. I've only got one day here, so it's what, 30 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
Trying to rain.
Yeah.
The worst possible day, but I guess it's getting into winter, so this is going to happen. But I think the plan of attack is what?
Undo or cut the nuts off
Yeah.
and then slide out the old pieces that's still stuck in there. So we've got to tease those out.
The old bit of window.
Yeah, so we'll probably loosen to the sides of it
Yeah.
or cut them off. Clean it back a bit on these ones below so we can slide the other one in.
Easy.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
I know.
Whilst I am up here on the roof with Spike trying my best to wrangle these panels into shape and try and get this roof a bit more watertight, there is something massive happening just outside the workshop. Finally, the day has come. National Grid are here getting power into the workshop. So we have previously been digging trenches and running cables this side into the workshop, but turns out the main transformer on the telegraph pole outside wasn't big enough and was old and needed replacing. So I've not been able to have power until National Grid have come down and sorted that out.
But I now understand what the delay was, because it's not just one telegraph pole and that transformer. It's actually an entire line of telegraph poles all the way to the next village that have been replaced, partly because they are old and worn and due to be replaced, but I can't help but feeling slightly responsible. There's no cement or anything like that. They just pushed into the ground and then packed down with the digger and then transfer the wires over onto the new post from the old one. Once the old post is clear, they then dig that one up and backfill the hole and pack it all in.
Power goes from there down underground into the workshop, where I've already got a meter installed. I've already got the meter in place. So as soon as they finish doing all of this and they connect the wires and make it all live again, I'll have power in the workshop. It's very, very exciting. I still don't have 3-phase. This is still just, there's 2 phases coming in, annoyingly. So I've probably got another bill later on, maybe in a few years, to bring that 3rd phase in. And the most exciting thing is, Brother Dan is coming down next week to start helping me run some wires. Lights, sockets, it's all happening.
job.
I've got a new appreciation for any roofers out there. God, this is just difficult. To be fair, the weather is a bit of a weather warning for 30-40 mile an hour winds today, but between me and Spike, we are getting on well. The process is basically using the angle grinder to cut through the old bolts, holding the sheets onto the roof. They just poke down and hook on to the concrete beams that are the structure of the building. They hook on, and then a washer and a nut goes on the top. So I'm basically cutting them off below the nut. The hook falls down, then I can slide the old sheet out, clean up the area, and then slide the new one in, drill holes in the new fiberglass sheet, and then we're off. So I'm not touching or irritating or waking up or cutting or grinding or drilling into any of this old roof. Using the original holes, just sliding the new sheet up, and then using new hooks, feeding them through, putting the new bolts on. Sounds simple, but it is difficult. But my goodness, what a difference. When this first one behind me, from looking downstairs now in the workshop, it looks so much cleaner, brighter, lighter already, and we've only done one. So I'm going to try and get all 4 of these replaced. They've all got their own problems. One of them was missing completely. One of them had a big hole in it. The other 2 are cracked. So they're all going to go. I know it's not an aeroplane engine or an Edwardian, but it's progress and getting that workshop a little bit drier. So I am over the moon. Standing in a gutter that's full of muddy water that I've already cleaned out. If you haven't seen that video from when I first moved in, this was one of the first things I did, clean this gutter out, and it's now full again. It's just endless, this place. This roof is just vast. We're giving the window sheets a break, and we're going to go for one of the concrete sheets that's above where I've got the compressor, and it's been leaking on there. It's leaked on my paintbrush box, and it's such a pain. Whenever you leave something in the wrong place, you put something on the side, it gets soaked. That does come with its own challenges, because we can't see through it to drill through the original holes. So we're going to have to do some measuring, make some references, but this is quite miserable. It is brilliant making progress in the workshop, and I'm so pleased, but it's freezing cold.
Loving it.
We're getting somewhere though.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
It's good. No more leaks.
And there's light downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan, is to jiggle it down. And downwards. Because it has to come out of that. So you want to be very careful to break the other one. That's great.
That's quite scary now.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's the compressor. Walking up and down in this muddy, wet gutter is no fun at all. I know I mentioned this before, but please, anyone that knows what product I can use to reseal the joins on this gutter. It's cast in sort of 4.5 meter sections, and every single joint, it's almost got like tar, like road tar or something smeared in there, which has clearly failed. I need a modern equivalent of a product that I can obviously remove and chisel and drill out all of this tar that's left in there, and then reseal it with something else. I know I've mentioned it before, and a few of you commented and gave me some advice, but I can't find any of it. I saw something in Travis Perkins before that would look like a sort of goes off even though it's on wet surfaces and stays flexible and is waterproof, but I'm sure there's some modern product out there that's suitable. I look forward to hearing from you.
No, it's the left hand. This goes up to the top.
Towards the top, yeah.
We have made some huge progress on the workshop roof. I am so chuffed. The roof is now pretty much watertight. Yes, there's a few little bits still, but that's going to be ongoing. The bulk of the damage and where the water was mostly getting in is all fixed, and it's actually feeling a lot drier in here already. Not only that, we've got another window installed on that front face, which is brilliant. Now I've got a nice dry corner there at the very front, and the new wall at the front, I've actually got a downpipe now. So this gutter that I've spent so long clearing out and cleaning was just previously just dumping all over that external wall at the front, and then now it's just saturated and all coming in. Not anymore. I've got a huge comedy-sized downpipe now on that one side, a window on the other, and a mostly watertight roof. And I'm very, very close to having power. Next Sunday, brother Dan will be here. I hope he's brought his toolbox, because I have got a stack of parcels, 3-phase fuse boxes, consumer units, lights, sockets, wires. I've been ordering a lot of stuff, a lot of electrical equipment that he's going to help me install. It's taking shape. It's turning into a workshop. As well as brother Dan coming down next week, John, who's the builder that does all the groundworks with the big diggers and the JCBs, he's coming down on Monday. There's a bit of demolition to do. This entire chunk of the workshop is going to get broken up, leveled out, and a brand new nice shiny flat floor poured. Leave me a comment if you're interested in seeing some of the groundworks and what he's going to do. I know it's not an airplane engine or an Edwardian or a Porsche, but this is exciting for me and essential to be able to work on the cars in the future. All of that will be on YouTube. So the next episode is going to be good. I enjoy sharing it all with you, and I really value all of your opinions and any help and support you can give, and you always do. So thank you all. Thank you for watching. And of course, a huge thank you to Incogni for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to go to incogni.com/Chinea and get 60% off your annual plan. Show them your support, because without sponsors like that, we wouldn't be able to do all of this. See you next time, Sunday, 5 p.m.